Good afternoon and welcome to Talk Today. I'm Charles Glidden, and as you may have heard being announced there that we're having some tech problems today, so things are kind of out of sync. Technology is fantastic when it works. When it works. And today it's not working, and it's like I don't think Andrew's mic is up.
Test.
See, another problem. Technology.
Testing.
Yes, there he is. Tech problems all around. Anyway, we're going to have to be, I guess, like the U.S. Marines, right? Adapt.
Improvise, adapt, and overcome.
Oh, right. There you see the man. The man's got it right there.
Right, yeah.
That's because he's a veteran.
Yeah, and the Air Force to flight cover for all of it.
Exactly.
And giving me the line there, that was Andrew McLaughlin, and we've also got Loxley Banks in here to tell us about the upcoming Veterans Annual Gala and the Poppy Appeal, of course. Gentlemen, nice to have you back in the studio. Welcome.
Thank you. Good to be back.
And when is this annual gala happening?
Well, it's happening this Saturday evening, October 11th, at the Marriott. Grand Marriott, I think it was called sometime. I don't know whether it's still Grand or not.
6 p.m.
Yeah.
So this is something, it's the annual, so you have it every year.
This is the
12th.
The 12th time? The 12th annual. So tell us a little bit about what people can expect, who will attend.
Well, I can confirm right now we're sold out.
Yeah?
Yeah, we won't turn away veterans, so we'll always have room for veterans, but we are definitely sold out.
Well, that's the good news.
That's a good news. That's every year around this time. Yeah, people never forget the veterans, and we thank everybody who's already made arrangements and donated to the veterans cause. But I can tell you that all over the island, people are shining buttons and shoes and getting their uniforms ready for that night, because it's not only veterans, we also have public service. So Cayman Islands Fire Service will be there. The Coast Guard will be there. The Cadet Corps they assist us with bringing people into the event. They stand guard at the doors. We also have the regiment is there. Yeah, all uniform services will be there, and it's a very mystique night. Once you get into the doors, and we close the doors on what we call the President's Mess, then you belong to the President of the Mess, which is Dr. Sidney Ebanks.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he gets to boss me around.
Yeah.
Andrew's the commandante.
They call me Mr. Vice. So the President of the Mess is in charge of the whole mess, and he relegates that power to me to make sure all of his guests are being taken care of properly and that they follow proper military etiquette. And that's where the problems come in.
Okay. Some people might vary on that.
Yes, they haven't been trained in military etiquette, which is what we count on.
Yeah.
Because if you violate the rules of etiquette, then, of course, there's a court and there's fines associated with it.
Okay.
But it's all it all goes into supporting the veterans cause here in Cayman.
Yeah.
Now, you better explain what mess is, because that sounds like like you're president of the mess.
Well,
you're the commander of the mess.
It is connected. It is connected to the mess hall.
Yeah.
Right. But
Like on a ship, the mess hall.
Because this is a meal and so forth, right? So
full
a mess.
3-course dinner, dessert, the whole 9 yards. Beautiful, $150 a plate. I mean, beautiful evening. And Marriott does an excellent job with the food. People have their choice of steak or chicken for the main course. So the meal, even in the meal, there's military protocol in the meal as well. The president of the mess must inspect the meat before it's given to his guests. And as he can be very picky sometimes. So I've seen it turned back twice. The
Really?
chef was not happy. It was turned back because it wasn't done to the president of messes perfection.
Wow.
Yeah.
So chef had to go and start all over again.
Chef was not pleased. No. He came out with a knife the last time, so I kind of think he kind of forced the issue. But yeah,
So all of this is in support of the work of the Veterans Association.
Cayman Islands Veterans Association. Yeah, you know, we have quite a number of veterans within the Cayman Islands community who need assistance. You know, and
desperately sometimes.
yes, Andrew can speak a little bit further to that.
Yeah, we assist them with utility bills, for instance, water and electricity, and we also have a stipend for food. We try to keep on par with the stipend for the seafarers. So, and some of the people that we help, they did not have the luxury of a pension when they were in the workforce.
Yeah.
So they're really in a tight spot without our assistance and without the assistance of all the people that donate. So we strictly run off of donations. Yeah.
So without your help, these veterans then would be in dire straits.
And it's very sad to think, because there was a excellent article in the paper today on the aging population, and I read in the article where some of them are reduced to eating oatmeal as a meal, dried oatmeal. Yeah. So I would definitely say that they would be in a hurt lock without the assistance, the people that we assist and it's not only veterans, their spouse, of course, the widows and widowers. We also take care of them until they're expired.
This is a story that I keep hearing repeated in this studio. You know, the Lions came in promoting their prostrate campaign and saying that there are men who don't have the means of getting an exam. I've heard it from the breast cancer drive, that there are women who can't afford to have a mammogram. The other day, the Circle of Love Women's Ministry saying the same thing. They find people that, they can't pay a utility bill, they can't pay for medication. And now you're saying, there are veterans out there who don't have the means either. I mean, it seems to be something that is across a lot of sectors of the community.
Well, yeah, it's one of the things that really a lot of us bothers us to know all the blood and sweat and tears that went into to build a foundation for what we have here, and that we still have these neglects that really, if you look at the whole picture, the whole economic picture in Cayman, we should not really be having to, having that kind of experience.
And I'm a realist, and I only say that because government can't do everything.
Right.
And we have to make up that gap. Yeah. And as veterans, sometimes if you have a veteran that you know or in your family, sometimes they'll never tell you their story. They won't talk about the things that they had to do as a veteran. And the same thing comes with assistance. They're not going to ask for assistance. They're not going to get in a line and ask for assistance, but they will take assistance from another veteran. So that is how we are able to help them.
You think that's because they feel that another veteran understands better?
I would say definitely, 100%. Yeah, it's a calling to serve. It's a calling that not everyone gets. So they're easier to take it from another veteran who's been there, done that, and understands some of the stuff that you went through.
And I think here's a good junction to interject something here. You hear it mentioned a lot, government assistance to veterans, and you hear it mentioned. It came up in some of the last
Veterans and Seamen.
Finance Committee. But to my knowledge, Andrew, and I don't know, there's only one veteran within the Cayman Islands veteran community that's receiving any direct assistance from government.
And he was also a seaman.
Yeah,
So
and that's the only
how he
that's the
qualified as
only
the
way
seaman.
that it flopped over.
Yeah, the veterans program is shut down.
Yeah.
That assistance closed. So only the seafarer is left.
But when you look back, and I don't know, you might remember when that was first established. I think it was it had to be in the early 90s or late 80s, it was established on the foundation of veterans. But at that time, I would say 90% of the veterans at that time was
Were
also
seamen.
seafarers.
Yeah, that's where.
Yes,
that's,
of course.
Yes.
That's where the mix comes in.
Yeah. And it got convoluted somewhere along the line.
So government also attends the gala, and government also makes donations to the Veterans Association. There's just no direct compensation per se, like the seafarer stipend. So,
But going back, what I remember, and I stand to be corrected in this if I'm wrong, that when it was first set up, any veteran that served through 1970, I think, because they kind of cut it off at the end of what was called the Vietnam War, was eligible for these this ex gratia, whatever they call it at the time.
We have someone on the line, so let's take a call. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Hi, good afternoon, Charlo. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Yourself?
I'm doing okay, and good afternoon to your guests as well.
good afternoon.
Yeah. I'm listening to some of the comments that has been made on your show right now. And I'm not just listening, but I'm paying attention. And I don't mean to complain in the sense of speaking, but it's going to be $150 for the meal, and you're going to have apparently chicken and steak. Is it not possible with a dinner like this that you can have something more meats to choose from, like turkey or something else? I mean, that's one comment. The other one is now, I'm listening about the need of money. When you have these, whatever you want to call them, super rich people coming into this island, and they can take a complex like La Covia, demolish that, take it all away, and put up these 10, 12-story buildings. What I'm saying is, all of these super rich people coming in here with all this money, do we not have somebody that can say, look, you got to pay your dues into this island? The poverty level seems to be very disheartening. With this much money that's really floating around this island, some way, someone should be able to say to these, whatever you want to call them, our gods, our grants or whatever, just say that, look, we need some money into this country. You can buy these condos for so much $1 million. You need to put something into the tiller for the poorer people. Not just paying a stamp duty on a condo, but come on, let's face it. We got more super rich people in this little island than old people say, what cracker got oats. But that's for another day. So that's my little piece today. And thank you for listening to me, gentlemen. Have a good day.
All right. Thank you for the call.
Yeah, thank you for the comment. And I will say that all veterans are free and one guest. So a veteran never pays at the gala. And as far as the menu goes, the Marriott does a fantastic job of us helping us keep the cost of the event down. So we've constricted to those two choices in order to keep it down, because we are trying to raise money.
Yeah.
So, and they do a fantastic job. They make a lot of exceptions, and they give us a lot of services complimentary. So I really have to thank them. They've been with us all 12 years.
You wanted to say something?
Yeah, and I think, the thing that you have to be remembered, all of the funds that we after expenses is taken out, go to assist veterans within the community.
Every dollar.
Yeah, and
never leaves Cayman.
Yes, and all of the whatever it takes to pull off this gala is volunteer work from the veterans. And, some of us, and I think most of us, are probably over 65 years old. Yeah.
I haven't got there yet.
So when
You're still a young man.
Yeah. when you start reaching that age,
Work is extra hard.
The connectivity of a conscious cognivity, you know, the continuity is on a downward trajectory. So but you know, we soldier on like we do, and we try to create these extra funds, and it all ties in with the poppy appeal, which will start on
that night.
You want to just go through that process?
The part of the production that night is the pinning of the first poppy on the governor and the premier. So, and to my knowledge, they'll both be there that evening. They both confirmed.
Well, that's another thing that's always well supported in Cayman, right?
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, the reason that the gala was ever created was because that kind of started to dwindle based on, you know, in the old days, people would mail in donations and things like that, and it just got very difficult. A lot of people hesitant to put anything in the mail, and many different factors. It started to decrease.
So you're saying that when we see people out selling the poppies, or I don't know, they're not selling them per se, and then you give a donation, right?
Any donation.
So those donations have been on a downward trend,
right? Correct. It's much so that in other countries, they now have credit card swipes because people don't carry around pocket change. Yeah. So they have the ability to swipe at the donation site, which is something we're looking into, which is very difficult in Cayman.
Yeah. I was just in your when did you went through your formal education out here?
No, in Miami.
So you didn't go to Mississippi school?
Well, I started here in Cayman. Then at 10 years old, my mother and I went to Miami.
So you went up through Mississippi school?
Well, not up through it.
Yeah, but
a couple of years.
Yeah. So you never took part in riding your bicycle around the communities?
When I was in Mississippi school, I don't think I had a bicycle.
That's another. But you know, the poppy appeal has been active here in Cayman. You know, I can speak from, I guess, 83 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a big thing. I remember.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. We had, and I did a lot of riding around West Bay. You know, giving poppies to people and hoping that they'd give us a threepence or a sixpence or something to contribute to the poppy fund. And
so you think there's a disconnect there with a generational thing, knowing the significance of what the poppy symbolizes and the whole connection of supporting veterans?
And it's only fueled by the administration, because there are schools that do a fantastic job during poppy appeal, and there's other schools that do nothing. So it's fueled by the people in the administration. If they remember, like Mr. Laxler's talking about, what it's all about. And we do class talks. We'll go to a school during the remembrance period, and we will talk and tell the students about what poppy appeal is all about, what the poppy stands for, and what service that we have done. So we try to get the message out there, but there's just not enough of us to get out to all the schools that require it.
You know, where the disconnect comes, you see, is that can you repeat the first two lines of In Flanders Field?
No, I can't bring it to mind right now, though.
In Flanders Field, poppies grow between the crosses, okay? But we used to have to learn that in school. Now, maybe you might find 15% of the students from 16 on down that might even have.
Would they know what Flanders Field is about when you say that name?
Yeah. Well, that's it. You see, and
because that story. I mean, I can remember doing it years ago on radio and stuff, telling that the story of the poppy and how it came about. So that is being lost on a lot of the younger generation.
Yes. And who do we have to blame for it? Ourselves.
Yeah, and well, I guess also the lack of military involvement from Cayman's end also. I guess there's that disconnect.
Yeah, but there shouldn't be a disconnect there, Charlie. Cayman, on a population basis, had one of the highest, probably had the highest participation. And you can start back in from 1830 up through present time.
That was a perfect segue into this. Your comment was a perfect segue because at each gala we try to share some type of military experience. So we've had a gala where we showed them what recruit training in all the services is like, and this year we're going to talk about all the conflict that Caymanians were involved in from the beginning.
Yeah.
And we actually have people who have served in those. For instance, I was involved in Bosnia conflict. We have somebody that was involved in Afghanistan. We have somebody that was in Vietnam, a wounded Caymanian veteran in Vietnam. So this is going to be a very interesting story that night.
It should be.
And we have to put it all together in 29 minutes.
Well, we do have another caller, so let's take that call. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Mr. Cello, and to your guest there, and very interesting conversation. You know, my involvement in the seafaring and maintaining that. And I would like to announce that right now, just approaching the east end of Cayman Brac is a large bulk carrier carrying out a tribute for a seaman from Grand Cayman and 3 from Cayman Brac, and we're celebrating World Maritime Day with this 85,000-ton bulk carrier that is mostly loaded with steel slabs, steel bars, going to Mobile, Alabama. I'm right here at Spot Bay now looking at this incredible ship, orange hull and a white smokestack. It's got 7 hatches. A lot of Caymanian seamen sailed on bulk carriers. That tonnage, 85,000. And there she's on her way under the command of a Filipino captain, and total of 23 on board and 1 Ukrainian. And it's right off of Spot Bay now. Beautiful view, is about a mile and a half off. And I can give the order in just a few minutes when he's at the nearest point to give a 10-long blast salute in honor of our great seafarers.
Incredible. Awesome.
All right, so
Yes,
that's how you'll do the tribute with the blasting of the horn.
Yeah, correct. During the daytime and the nighttime, requests are made to switch on all deck lights, all running lights, and beam the searchlight, port or starboard searchlight on Cayman Brac, and rotate it while passing to honor our fallen seamen.
So how long are you doing that?
I've been doing this now for roughly 35 years.
No, I mean with the salute.
How long will it last?
Yeah. Is it going to go on several weeks or
Okay,
what?
he's going to give probably 20 long blasts of the horn, and then he'll be on his way down to Mobile, Alabama. He's right off the east end of Cayman Brac now.
All right. I thought you said that you requested that of a lot of the ships passing by Cayman Brac. That's
Yeah, in the past, this makes over 350 that has came by Cayman Brac, Grand Cayman, and Little Cayman over the years of my tenure of doing this. This is a celebration for World Maritime Day in advance. I mean, belated one, and honoring 1 seaman from Grand Cayman, Mr. Leo Scott from Cayman Brac, Mr. Davis Dixon, and also Philip Turner. He was from the seafaring family as well. And my condolences to the family of the seafarer that passed away. I think he was 83 years old from Grand Cayman. And he's being honored here right now with the ship when the ship is going to give the 10 or 20 long blast salute in honor of the great seamen and celebrating World Maritime Day.
All right. Will they be able to hear that horn on shore?
Yes, more than likely. Some of them has very powerful horns, and some has weaker horns.
All right, Raymond.
Sometimes we can hear it at 5 miles off. This one is about a mile and a half off.
Oh,
He's
okay.
got a powerful horn.
He's coming
You'll
close.
be able to hear it. Yes, sir, that's correct. Some of them you can hear it all right across the island from north side to south side when they blast.
Well, Raymond, thank you for that update.
Yes, just hold on there one moment. Being you have people from the seafaring community.
Yeah?
Yes. Hold on one moment, please. Allow me just to a minute or a few more minutes. Thank you.
Well, we don't want to just hold on. You're going to give the command to do it now?
Yes, correct. Yes. Panther Max, shipping traffic advisor, Cayman Bragg to Panther Max.
Go ahead, sir. This is Panther Max replying.
Yes, Captain, you may commence a 10-long blast of your ship's horn now in honor of our great seafarers that has passed away and honoring World Maritime Day. 10-long blast may commence now. Thank you.
Okay, we will do that now.
Thank you very much.
So are you able to hear it?
Not yet. They're not started yet.
All right.
Trying to get as close as I can to the seaside. I'm at the Spot Bay Cemetery. Yes, it commenced the first long blast now. It's going on now.
Yeah, we're not picking it up though. Unfortunately,
Second long blast.
we can't hear it. Okay.
But thank you for your effort.
Yeah,
today.
yeah, Raymond. Keep up the good work. Okay. Thanks for the call. Take care. Yes, honoring our seamen out there in Cayman Brac.
And you know, when we get back to the seafarer veteran, during World War II, actually World War I, 1914 to 1918, there were over 200 seafarers in that era registered on the United States Army draft register. Their names. Now, some of the names, I've got a copy of, not a complete copy, but some of the names on there. Martin D. Banks. That was John Mitchell's grandfather.
Okay.
Reynold Hides, who was the father of Gary Hides, a long-time pilot for Cayman Airways. So it's, as I said, the Cayman Islands military experience is vast and it's practically gone untold.
And don't forget the seamen that were also given veterans rights because they were attacked by the submarines, torpedoes.
Yes.
They were given veterans rights.
Right. And that was the ones. I'm not sure where the same thing happened in the British Admiralty, but that was the ones that sailed on U.S. Flagships. During wartime.
Merchant Marine.
Yeah. Okay. During wartime, all that sea transport was under the Armored Transport Service, and on the U.S. side and on the U.K. side under the British Admiralty, and those guys, you probably knew Kirkham Ebanks, whose image is down there on the statue in Hero Square, the Seafarers statue. He was the one at the wheel with his father taking the sights, navigation.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he sailed all during. He related it to me. He was sailing out of San Francisco, and he was a young guy, probably 19, 20, 22 years old, going across. And this would be the Pacific area on voyages of, he said, anywhere between 90 and 120 days. Now, and this still remains. Most of the transport, especially during wartime, troops, material, whatever, went by sea. And it's still is that not to the level that it was during that era, but it's still most of the transport is by sea.
That's because the capability is so much greater now. One aircraft carrier take over a whole city.
Yes.
So you don't need 10 ships. You just need one big aircraft carrier. 5,000 people and a couple hundred planes.
All right. I understand we have solved our technical problems, which means we can play some commercials. So let's take a break, and we'll be right back.
For over 40 years, Burger King has been a part of your Cayman community, serving up Whoppers, fries, and memories. From birthday stops to late-night bites, BK's been there, and we still are, with great deals like 2 sandwiches for just $9, or grab a quick fix from the Sneaky Snackies menu. Everything under $3. And it's not just value, it's flame-grilled beef, fresh ingredients, and the taste you've loved for decades. 5 locations island-wide, with Red Bay and 7 Mile open late. Burger King, your community, your burger, your way.
When a hurricane hits, unexpected costs can add up fast. Homeowners are usually out of pocket for these costs to get supplies or make minor repairs. But with Cineco's parametric coverage, you get automatic payouts within 2 to 3 weeks after a Category 3 or stronger storm, whether or not you have damage. Available only through Cineco Homeowners Insurance. Call 949-8101 or visit Cineco.ky for a quote. That's Cineco.ky to get a quote today. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
Going out of business sale. Everything must go. Serve you well. Located at 12 Eastern Avenue across from Flow. All plumbing, electrical, and general handyman supplies. 50% off. Plumbing contractors. Replenish your supplies now. Huge 50% off. 12 Eastern Avenue across from Flow. Sale on now while supplies last. Whether your group works in an office, a hotel, a hospital, or even on the beach, no matter where your group works or what it does, BAF has a health insurance plan for you. You can always count on BAF for affordable, flexible group and individual health insurance plans with professional, friendly customer service. Call them at 949-5089. BAF, your health is their priority.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
Get ready for something sweet, spicy, and totally crave-worthy. The hot honey chicken sandwich is here, and it's bringing the heat. We've taken our tender, juicy chicken and drenched it in bold, hot honey sauce for the perfect balance of sweetness and spice. But hurry, this one's only here for a limited time. Hot honey chicken. Try it today before it's gone. Subway, eat fresh.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way, positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
The 7 a.m. Sports Report, brought to you by
Dr. Wayne Porter, offering a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. Call 946-9020 to book your appointment today.
The new KFC nuggets have arrived. That unlike the no-gets, ours are handmade using 100% white meat, unlike the no-gets. At KFC, we hand-bread every day to achieve the perfect flavor. After you try our delicious and crispy nuggets in the original recipe, you'll never settle for less. KFC, the real nuggets. It's finger-licking good.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and that familiar sound beats things are working again. And in the studio with me right now is Loxley Banks and Andrew McLaughlin telling us about the upcoming Veterans Annual Gala and also the Poppy Appeal that is going to be happening. And you were telling me that at the Saturday night gala, you're going to be giving a sort of demonstration of Cayman's involvement.
Well, mainly narrative.
A narrative, okay.
We're not going to have our guns.
No.
But, you know, the history of the Cayman Islands military experience, as we mentioned, you know, is a vast one, and it's practically gone untold, except for what we have been doing over the last, well, I guess, the Veterans Association. We're about 20 years old now.
It continues today with active duty military service members.
Yeah. It continues today, and the narrative, and I call it a Chalamello narrative. You know what? You remember Chalamello?
Yeah.
Okay. It'll be short. It'll have to be in short spouts because it would take hours to go through the whole thing in any kind of detail. But we'll start with covering the period 1830 to 1900, and then the next period will be 1900 to 1920, and 1920 to 1945, which was a very volatile period, and the next period we will cover for 1945 to 1990, and then 1990 through present time.
Now you say you're starting at 18?
Well, we started there because we picked up that date because that was 1830-31 was when the Cayman Islands first introduced or went to parliamentary government.
So there was some kind of military involved?
Well, you know, one time we were called the lawless Caymanians, and they had to send the West Indian regiment in here.
Yeah.
So, you know, and they didn't back down. Caymanians didn't back down. They stood up for what they were believing in, and it goes back that far to the Caymanians standing up in the defense of freedom and democracy. And just that's a wholesome term there. So, and it continued through. There are reports, credible reports, that there were Caymanians involved in the U.S. Civil War between 1861 and 1865. And of course, you come up next to the Spanish-American War, which involved the U.S. War with Spain, which at that time really dictated the future of Cuba, Puerto Rico, and the Philippines. And there are credible reports that there were Caymanians involved in that conflict. Now you look at and we can only touch on these things. I mean, you remember the Spanish-American War, that was Teddy Roosevelt's war, more or less. Speak soft but carry a big stick.
Yeah.
And then the period 1900 to 1920, of course, that was the period of World War I, which was billed as the war to end all wars. And we know it didn't. It lasted, actually, from about 1911 was when things started to get bad, through 1918. But they actually pinned the World War I period 1914 to 1918. And there were two Caymanians, Hewell and Kyvie Yates, brothers.
Hold that thought, because I got to break in here. Because of our problems, we got to make up some commercial time here. And as far as I know, we don't have any guests after this. So if you want to hang in the studio here and wait until after the news, you're welcome to do that. But right now, we're going to break so that we can get up on our commercial schedule. We'll be right back after the news.
We're going to get the story out.
It's me again, that old gal Gala Wanton with Cayman Airways. Look here, I go in Tampa again, cause Tampa tickets are on sale and they're flying faster than fritters at a fish fry. I know one thing, I'm racking up all the Sir Turtle rewards miles I can get for even more trips with my award-winning national airline, Siona Erectly.
Book by October 8th for travel through December 15th from just $293 CI round trip, including taxes and fees. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to catch your Tampa seats on sale now.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Protect your computers and mobile devices with security software to defend against cyber attacks through viruses, malware, and other online threats. Be aware of unsecure Wi-Fi connections when in public. If you need to access your online banking or sensitive information on your mobile devices, try disabling the Wi-Fi and switching to data from your mobile network. If you suspect a fraud attempt, please contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Storms bring wind, rain, and unexpected costs to buy supplies, secure your home, or make minor repairs. Incidental expenses not covered by insurance. Until now, with Cineco's parametric coverage, you get automatic payouts within 2 to 3 weeks of a Category 3 or stronger hurricane, whether or not you have damage. Available only through Cineco's homeowners insurance. Visit Cineco.ky to get a quote today. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
Rotary Central Music Extravaganza tickets, sizzling hot and moving. Get your tickets now. Grand prize $40,000. Second prize $4,000. 6 $1,000 prizes. Sellers prizes up to $5,000. Get your $25 ticket from Rotary Central members. Rotary ticket sellers across Cayman. Eventpro.ky. Funky Tangs, Shudden Road. Rotarian Annie Rose Scott in Cayman Brack. A.L. Thompson's Home Depot, Georgetown. And other locations. Rotary Central Cayman Islands. Supporting more than 70 projects across our community, across the Cayman Islands. The 30th annual Rotary Central Music Extravaganza, Saturday, November 29. Jamming with Sugar Daddy, Los Tropicanos, and musical crew at Salty's Harbor Grill, Red Bay. Your ticket, your chance through Rotary Central.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brack and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Covering Little Cayman, Cayman Brack.
Cover me.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
Cayman's Consumer Price Index edged up by 0.1% in the April to June quarter when compared to Q1. Communication led the gains up 5.7%, driven by higher costs for telephone and telefax services, up 6%, and related equipment, up 3.2%. Restaurants, clothing, and education recorded moderate increases, while transport, food, and health saw slight declines over the 3-month period. In international news, France's political turmoil deepened as newly appointed Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu resigned less than a month into the job and under a day after naming a new cabinet that led to a key ally to withdraw support. President Emmanuel Macron accepted the resignation, narrowing his options as approval ratings sit at record lows. And in the Eastern Caribbean, St. Vincent and the Grenadines recorded stronger revenues but slightly higher spending through the first 8 months of the year. Current revenue reached $583 million East Caribbean dollars, up from $517 a year before, with $70 million more in taxes, highlighted by corporate taxes at $40 million EC, up 22%. Despite the gains, the current account showed a small deficit of about $718,000 EC, reflecting higher compensation costs and brisk capital outlays. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Do you have a healthcare question but not sure who to ask? Contact HSA's Patient Call Center to speak to one of our experienced clinical team members. We are here to answer your questions and help guide you through your healthcare journey. Need to make an appointment? Our team can help. Contact HSA at 949-8600 or email info@hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Born in Watering Place, Cayman Brac, on the 8th day of July 1936, Captain Fred Elman Scott was the 5th child born to Nalio and Vera Scott. Captain Scott was a quiet-natured child who liked going on the bluff with his grandfather Oscar Brown, swimming every Saturday evening and playing cricket down where Miss Alame's house sits now. He was very studious at Creek Elementary School and did very well under the tutelage of his favorite teacher, Miss Isley Connolly MBE. Following the tragic death of his father at sea, at age 14 he left school to work with Arnold Foster to support his family. In 1953, he joined his first ship, the Beretta, a local cargo vessel, signing on as deck boy, working his way up to boatswain. From 1953 until 2006, some 52 years, Captain Scott made his living working off the seas.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and a quick look at the weather. It is 89 degrees at Owen Roberts International. Feels like 105. Winds at 6 knots out of the south-southeast. And the forecast is calling for isolated showers through the afternoon and also clearing up in the evening. And tonight we should have clear skies. And we're hearing about the annual Veterans Gala that's going to be happening at the Marriott, right, on Saturday night, and also about the Poppy Drive that will come right after it. And Loxley, you were giving us an idea of what was going to be happening on Saturday.
Yeah, and this has to do with the narrative on the history of the Cayman Islands military experience. And I think where we left off there, I mentioned that two brothers actually from West Bay, Hewell and Kyvie Yates, served during World War II in North Africa with the British Army. And both of them came back home, and actually one of them became head of the police at the time, but didn't stick around too long after came home, went off to California. And Hewell Yates continued on, I think, going to sea. And there's a lot of stories around Hewell, because he was a big man. One of his hands was bigger than two mine. The Yates
must have come in handy at sea.
Yeah. Oh yes. And he was, he was a rough character. And of course, World War I ended in 1918 with the Germans being defeated, and then the next period is the 1920 to 1945, which was a very volatile period. With the Great Depression, 1929 to I guess late 30s, and then World War II from 1939 through 1945, which saw Caymanians serving in both the British forces and the U.S. forces. Andrew Henning, who was born right up there on Bogastan Road, landed in Normandy on D-Day. His cousin Denton Henning was over on the other side of the world in the Pacific Theater. He was a frogman with the Navy, blowing up coral reefs so that the landing crafts, so forth, could get in to land their troops and equipment. I think the record will show that he was the first, I guess you could say, Cayman Island deep diver, because this was in 1941-42 era that he was the U.S. Navy frogman. And he was the one that, after the war, he became a championship wrestler, and his bouts is still on YouTube. They're under John Paul Henning, and he later became a traveling evangelist and actually passed away, and not a very old man, but that 1920 through 1945, and your uncle, he during that period he served with the British
Caval
forces. And then the next period would be 1945 through 1980 or 1990, which was sort of umbrellaed by the period. You've heard the term the Cold War, but within that period there was a lot of conflict. The Korean War, which Caymanians were involved with, the Vietnam War, and we'll have to gloss over all this period, but I think what will be presented will be very interesting for people who like to know about the Cayman experience, the Cayman heritage and culture, and whatever else.
And there'll be veterans that can give first-hand account what it was like to land in Vietnam or land in Afghanistan, exactly how they felt coming from Cayman.
They'll give their experience.
Their personal experience. Can't pay for that.
No. There was a lot of things in that period. Operation Hardtack, which was, that was really the fight for who was going to be the best nuclear power between Russia and the U.S. And the Cuban crisis was in that. The Cuban crisis was in that.
That's the missile crisis.
Cuban Missile Crisis, plus the Bay of Pigs invasion, which had intimate Caymanian connections. If you go back into the history, there was a gentleman who lived here, came to Cayman and lived after that. Lived right there on Conch Point Road and down in West Bay. He had, he wound up, I think, with some big back pocket money, and he was an aircraft enthusiast and he had one of those seaplanes that he used to come out here with. And sometimes he'd call me up and say, "Locks, I'm going out for a spin. You want to go?" And we'd go up in the North Sound. Connie was his name. I said, "Connie, you going to land here?" Because he was quite choppy. Yeah.
They remember him clearly at the airport.
Yes.
Connie.
Yeah. Great guy.
Unique.
A lot of history. A lot of history with him. And then, of course, we mentioned the Vietnam War and others, and we'll have someone that served in Vietnam War say a little bit about that, and then from 1990 on through the present day, which a lot of Caymanians still serving, and Andrew, the commandant, will kind of narrate that section. But it's going to be a very interesting evening, and
So this gala will lead right in to the poppy appeal. It begins that night.
Right. The premier and governor are given the first poppy at the gala, and that opens poppy appeal.
Yeah. So people will be at all different kind of strategic locations giving up poppies?
We're already secured spots in most of the supermarkets. And you can also call in or go to our website, www.caymanislandsveterans.org, and request the bins, the poppy bins, in your office. They'll deliver that, and we'll pick it up when it's done.
Okay. Now, we got a little over a minute here. Let us know the importance of that poppy appeal again.
The importance of the poppy appeal is to pay respect to those who made the ultimate sacrifice in the fight for freedom, lest we never forget them. We make sure the poems have been made about them and the songs have been made about them, but as the sun sets, we remember them, and we never forget their sacrifice. Flanders Field is where all the blood was laid down, and the poppies looked red, and that's why we use the red poppies. But if you can't buy a poppy, however, you can get a poppy and donate whatever you have. It could be cents, it could be dollars, whatever the case may be. There's no price on a poppy. Somebody's already paid the price for that poppy, and that was with their life.
And so the money donated goes to help veterans here in Cayman.
Veterans in Cayman, yes. We try to take care of their needs. We've assisted with changing bathrooms, as they get older, their mobility goes down. We've put roofs on veterans' houses, things like that. Anything that a veteran needs, they should not be afraid to come. Even the young veterans, we do payday loans. We can do it. We take care of veterans till the last veteran is laid to rest.
All right.
And right here, just an appeal to those young veterans out there, come aboard and help us with all of the work that has to be done to bring these things up to the surface.
Yeah.
And
someday they'll have to take charge
yes,
from us and carry us to our last duty station.
Well, gentlemen, thank you for coming in and telling us about this, and I hope you have a wonderful night. We have to take a break, but when we come back, we'll be hearing about National Heroes Day.
It's me again, that old gal Gala wantin' with Cayman Airways. Look here, I go in Tampa again, cause Tampa tickets are on sale and they're flying faster than fritters at a fish fry. I know one thing, I'm racking up all the Sir Turtle Rewards miles I can get for even more trips with my award-winning national airline, Siona Erectly.
Book by October 8th for travel through December 15th from just $293 CI round trip, including taxes and fees. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to catch your Tampa seats on sale now.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. The ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom. The land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your sister islands.
Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. And in this segment of Talk Today, we're going to be hearing about national recognition, the National Recognition Awards. And joining me in the studio is Carl Brown, who is a jack of all trades in this effort, from what you're telling me.
A willing member.
And also Tanisha Barnes, the interim head of the Heritage Unit in the Ministry of Youth, Sport, Culture, and Heritage. Now, we got to get this all straight in everybody's mind, because even when I was saying what was next, I said National Heroes Day, and that's not the...
It is National Heroes Day.
Yes.
We have 14
Okay.
national heroes. However, the award system has been recalibrated to reflect awarding prominent people in our history. And we have fine-tuned to enable people to be recognized. National Hero is a champagne bubble that floats to the top, which are few. National Awards will be a little more than a few, but significantly those who have contributed over time. And we have 3 categories.
Yeah. So you wanted to make that distinction
Yes.
to give, I guess...
The gravitas, where it belongs.
To the actual heroes.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
All right. So what is on hand right now? What do you want to...
So National Heroes Day is Monday, the 26th of January. It is the last Monday in the following year that we celebrate National Heroes Day, and we have the awards ceremony. And each year we do have a theme, and the theme reflects the Cabinet's thinking. This year's theme, I'll allow Tanisha to explain our theme, which is around infrastructure.
Thank you so much. So this year's theme is honoring a nation built, the power of physical infrastructure. So for that, we're asking people to nominate individuals as well as organizations that have played a major role in, the Cayman Islands development. So when we go around, we look at buildings such as, the government buildings, other iconic buildings like the Glass House, etc. We say, let us nominate those persons who played a significant role in it, those organizations that helped build it as well. And so this is for them. And so we're asking the public, nominate it. And our nomination page is www.ysch/ oh my goodness, what is it? Heroes Day. And so that way people can nominate. And, every year we get people asking us, well, why should they nominate? Why, we in government should know the names of persons and individuals. And while we do know the names of some individuals and organizations, we do seek to get the public to help us to ensure that everyone is identified. So while, we have Mr. Carl, who has such an amazing memory and such a wealth of information, as well as other members on our committee from the different districts, we still do rely on the public to nominate the names of persons, individuals, and organizations based on the various topics. So that's why we're out here today, hoping that we can get some more nominations, some more names and submissions to the committee, because we also
in the next 10 days.
Yes.
In the next 10 days, on October the 16th.
That's the deadline?
That's the deadline.
Okay, so what should people be looking for as far as people that would be qualified for this?
So it will be these three categories: landmark leaders, and these are people from before 1970 and there are only 25 people who are going to be considered, who are going to be eligible for this particular award. So as many awards as can be, but only 25 will succeed. They will need to meet the threshold of being the originator, driving force, or the key executor behind a major public infrastructure that was the first of its kind and significantly transformed the life in the Cayman Islands, leaving a lasting legacy. So we have people who created our road structure that connected East End to Bordentown, to the rest of the island, those who created port facilities, those who created airports, those who transformed Georgetown for what it is from the older days. And we're going to throw out some names. Mr. Rail Bodden. Yeah. He was the architect from the early 1910 coming up, creating our town hall.
One of our most iconic buildings, yeah.
Our most significant, including our post office. We've got Emsley. So
Town Hall, yeah, different things.
People like Mr. Tommy Jackson. The road that is called Shamrock Road is truly Tommy Jackson's road because he was the one who went out there with the labor force and created that roadway. We've got Mr. Frank Scotland, who worked on that roadway going from Bordentown to East End. We've got in Cayman Brac, Reverend Lee King, who, apart from being a pastor and a flock leader, shepherd, he was an iconic leader in blasting the bluff and creating roadworks, going up and bluff, and then teaching others how to blast, and so helping a modernity to come to Cayman Brac. So lots of things to chew on. You've got 10 days to chew on it, and lots of people that can be nominated.
Okay, and there's another category?
Yes, there's another category.
So we also have the infrastructure innovators or the pioneers. That is open to up to 75 persons. And those persons should have contributed at least 30 years or more into direct planning, design, and execution or policy development of major physical infrastructure. So I'm sure we all know someone who meets that criteria. And as well as when people go on our webpage as well, these criteria will be there. So they'll be able to decide which section they believe that nominee should be in. And additionally, we also have the builders of the Cayman Islands, which were those groups we talked about earlier. So if you're part of a big group that has been established for 30 years or more with a proven record and have made some contributions to major infrastructure here in the Cayman Islands in terms of our project, then they would be eligible under that section as well too.
So looking at that second category, there are prominent civil servants who were innovative. There was Mr. Sammy Jackson, who was involved in every development of every port. There was Mr. Berkeley Bush, who pushed ahead in spite of all the hemming and hawing about cost. There were other people who made the decisions about creating our remarkable legislative assembly, which is a flip side of our courthouse. And they did so against the advice of people who decided that we couldn't afford it, but we couldn't afford not to have had it. And then we have those who created the Owen Roberts International Airport, starting with Owen Roberts, and then it evolved into, I think there are 3 different phases since Owen Roberts' days, 3 or 4 phases to our present iteration. That is remarkable. Mr. Reverend Lee King was also very instrumental, and I speak borrowing the hat of a Cayman Braca, respectfully. Reverend Lee King was one of the anchors that started their hospital system, which was a significant self-help towards creating their own hospital unit before so the present hospital is standing on the shoulders of people like Reverend King. And there was also somebody that came to mind regarding Cayman Brac. It will come back again, but there are these significant innovators who stepped forward and did remarkable work selflessly working against time and against cost and against naysayers.
Now, when someone nominates a person or a group, how much evidence do they have to put forth to
We always tell people the more
support their
evidence,
nomination?
the more evidence, the better. Newspaper clippings, photos, recognitions, awards, anything that you could possibly do, we appreciate that. So if you have a newspaper clipping from 1969, perhaps an award your parent got for long service or cutting of a ribbon, anything like that will help myself and Carl as well as the other committee members, because we go through each nomination, we vet them to ensure that they've met the criteria. So whatever information people have, we ask them to upload it, and it will definitely go a long way to helping the committee.
And also the committee the ministry is the umbrella. Ministry provides resources to reach out to someone who has fallen short of providing adequate enough information, to ask them tell them where they could look for more, and to enable to connect the dots. And because of that, we have the archives who are on board, and we have access to the museum resources to enable us to connect the dots to make sure that each application stands a chance.
Now, does a person have to be pretty good at writing a submission? You want some kind of cover letter or something?
That's not necessary. We usually ask people for just a short description, so it's all done online. And for those persons who might have issues accessing the internet at home, we have liaised with with the public libraries for the last couple of years. So persons are able to go to the public library and get assistance from the persons who work there in terms of how to get online, how to fill out the form as well. We've tried to make it as easy and user-friendly as possible, but we do realize that some people might need a little additional help or might have connectivity issues at their location. So the public libraries have come on board again this year to assist us in that regard. So if someone needs help and they aren't able to access it or need someone to help them walk through the program and the form online, we say head to your closest public library and they'll be able to assist you.
So we would really like to light the fire in the minds of those who are listening. Thank you for listening. We want you to go to your elders and strike up a conversation, because your elders, each one of them is a library of the Cayman Islands, and they have information to assist towards making a decision. We would like for you to think a little outside of the box. So that category, Builders of Cayman, we've got the Lion Center, which was iconic, has been a center of intersection of fellowship for so long, and they should be considered. And somebody, please, from the Lions Club, do make an application under Builders of Cayman.
So that's a good example of a group.
Of a group, yes. Mm-hmm.
And then we have the Lions Eye Clinic. Mm-hmm. Then we have Bonaventure, which was set up by the Rotary Club of Grand Cayman. Then we have the Girls' Home. And then we do have bus shelters, which were which enabled our transportation mechanism to work down to the granular of the people who utilize bus services. There's a whole lot there for us to work with, and you've got 10 days to become innovative, to provide your pictures and submit as much as you can, and we will help you and nurse you along toward some sort of understanding and consideration.
So once it's all in,
yes,
10 days from now.
10 days from now.
What
work
happens?
begins.
It's Carl. So the real work begins. Yes. We sit down and we go through each and every single nomination that has been submitted, looking at the supporting documentation, checking to see if people meet the threshold. And as Carl said, sometimes we do need to go back to individuals, which is why we ask for persons' telephone numbers and their email address, because as a committee, we might need a little bit more information, or we might say, well, do you have anything else along this line? So that's why we always ask people for the nominations a little bit early in October, because it does take us a while to vet it. And we go through every nomination, we double check, we check with resources, we call people up and we said, you've given us this, but do you have more of this? Or we have a question or two from the committee. So we do definitely, we meet 2 or 3 times a week, I think, Carl, moving forward. So this is when the real work begins. Yeah.
And sometimes for a lot more hours than we would like to. However, when we do our work then the Cabinet Office and Protocol Office have their work to do. They have to be creating everything and looking at every detail for the event, which is going to be on the 26th of January. But between that time, they will have to be deciding design on posters and materials
pins,
and pins that have to be done overseas. There's a lot to do in this very short period on the cusp of a Christmas rush. And so if you have vendors that you have to use it internationally, we've got a lot of tariff concerns and a lot of challenges and barriers to overcome that were not there last year. So that is why we want to do what we need to do in having you nominate early, that another section of the process can be unfurled, and then the other part of the process is unfurled to have our national event opened by the blow of a conch shell.
So when you actually select the people that are going to be recognized, does the committee vote on it? How does that? How do you actually make that selection?
Well, this year, because we have limits in terms of numbers, so we know one category has 25. So you look at it and we try to, the top 25 people that make it. So best case scenario, if we get like 100 people who might meet the landmark one, then we try to willow it down and say, you know what, this person is. And it does sometimes go down 2 votes. And, that's why we need that extra information from nominees to say, well, why should this person be distinguished over someone else? So we do try to capture as much information as possible because we do want to recognize persons, but we do need as much information as possible. It does get a little tricky sometimes, and it comes down to how much information the person has or what we can get from nominees as well, and also what persons from the committee can also lend to it as well. So on the committee, we have someone from every district on the island, and as well within the industry. So this year we have NRA, yes, as well as, I think, planning department as well. So they're able to lend information and help us along that regard as well. So we do really and truly try to give each nomination as much attention as possible to allow them to go forward to the next level, because we want to recognize persons.
So process then goes to cabinet, and then cabinet makes the decisions.
So do they actually approve your
They
selection?
will decide on they will decide on our homework to see if our homework was meets expectations.
Yes. We have someone on the line.
Okay.
So let's take a call. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, and good afternoon to the panel. I am just start to listen to your program.
Yes.
Hello, Mr. Carl.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know if this question's appropriate, but I'm going to ask it. Okay?
Go ahead.
Are you talking about bus shelters and nominations and so forth, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to ask this question. We got these bus stops out here come under, what's the name of the program again? The bus stops we have on the road is coming through what program?
The bus shelters that are Rotary Central sponsored and designed.
Yeah, Rotary Central bus stop.
Yes.
Okay, are there any plans in your program in regards to bus stop for school children? Because your bus stops, you'll find 1 or 2 kids under your stops, at the stops. But as we continue to stop and pick up as we go to the school, there's no bus stop. So I just asking this crazy question: do you think under your regime that we will ever get any proper bus shelters for our children, as well as adults can use them, but mainly our children bus stop? I don't know if you can answer that question. If that's
slightly off topic.
Slightly, but I am in the position to say as much as I can. It is a voluntary program that Rotary extends, and it is no cost to the people of the Cayman Islands and no cost to the public that utilizes it. We have to intersect with planning. We have to intersect with landowners. We have to intersect with the NRA, and that can be pretty challenging to arrive at a spot that is safe, no liability, and accessible to the public. We do see needs, but we are constrained by the agencies that will have to sign off on them. So your observation is valid, and if you put them to the various agencies, including Rotary, it is something that needs to be examined because we want to optimize the safety and the comfort, especially of our children. So your observation is correct. We are slowly moving. I think we are 110 bus shelters throughout the 3 islands, and we would like to increase that as we are allowed to. So we are constrained by planning permission and NRA and landowners. So while your suggestion is a little outside of our remit, it is taken on board.
I just thought of that one more second, and I'll let you guys go. I'll tell you I appreciate what you're saying. I was just wondering, so there's no way that you all can work with education department, government, and NRA to see about having proper bus shelters for our children, because we making roads every month, new lanes here and there, but no bus shelters for our kids, especially when it's raining and they're waiting to be picked up by our school buses.
There is room for us to extend our services, and your suggestion will be embraced because it is necessary. And these youngsters are next generation leaders, and they're also next generation citizens of note. So yes, I would say yes, it may take a little longer than we should, but it will be done. We will have to do this.
All right. Thank you for the call.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. So you mentioned bus shelters, and there you go.
Indeed.
Important infrastructure, isn't it?
Yeah. And that certainly was a great contribution.
It was an important contribution.
So tell us again, we got 10 days to go.
10 days to go. And the website is www.gov.ky/YSCH. So we invite people to go on there and nominate.
And you can go to the public libraries for assistance if you are not inclined to want to use modern conveniences. And
now, how do you recognize these people? What do you get? A plaque? What is it?
Normally, we have each year. There's a different pin or an insignia. So that is also something that's selected by the committee. So each year, depending on the committee members, we sit down, we come together, and we get images based on a theme that goes towards the creation of a pin that each individual gets.
So there's an evolution of design over a 3-month period, and then the design is decided, and then it's put to bed, which is an insider expression about getting things going, and then it is finished. And then we have the product, and each pin is selectively going to a recipient, and that pin is special because after that there's no production of that pin.
So each year there's a unique
pin
based on a theme
that embodies the theme. So this year's infrastructure will have graphic representation of what infrastructure means to the Cayman Islands.
So that's another reason that you have to get this all done quickly.
It's like making a car. You
can't go back and use last year's template.
You can't use last year's.
In addition, we also do a poster as well, too. So we also have a poster that protocol works on. So it takes us, again, time to get that sorted out. And each year, each poster as well as each pin is unique to that theme. So it does take
and it's a limited edition poster.
So that's it. So once you get that becomes a collector's item.
It does.
So do you put the people who are selected to be recognized, are they put permanently on a website or something like that?
There's one in process that's being developed. So then this program has been going on for 20 years. And with Cayman being in a hurricane belt, we know that sometimes even though we give out the programs, people lose them. So we've been working on one behind the scenes to have it permanently put online that people can go back and look at who is nominated each year as well. So that again is something that's going on in the background. So it should be launched probably early next year, but it is something that's been in the works for a while now.
And there's ongoing discussion around amplifying the stories that go behind that person getting the award. So when just like how we have a story about our 14 national heroes, these awardees will be able to have some cliff notes that will enable them to be illuminated to generations to come.
Talk to us a little bit about the importance of getting involved in this.
It is so important, this process. First of all, it connects you with your older generations who are wiser and who are wizened and who are seasoned with knowledge that is about to expire in some instances. When one of us dies at that age, a library closes. It's so important for whatever generation that is in its formative stage to reach out and get from them pictures and thoughts and stories that they would never have known. And some of those stories are globally important. We just had a segment before regarding our veterans, and these little 3 points are remarkable in their contribution to the war effort per capita. In fact, we are one of the highest contribution points per capita in the world regarding our participation in World War II. So it is essential for our present generation to understand what kind of blood is flowing through our veins, to enable them to feel confident, enable them to look at naysayers who come and look at them and look down on them, to let them know that you're not looking down on somebody like me because of my heritage and where I'm coming from. My heritage is as pivotal as what you perceive yours to be. Very important.
So you would say that this sort of exercise and the recognition itself helps to create a Caymanian identity.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Yep. It is revelation. Our next thought process is for all of what transpires in this gathering of information, for it to be distilled at primary school level, for them to start feeling who they truly are from then, that wherever they go in their islands, they can feel equal or superior in some instances, because many come and assume nobility when they come, and not knowing that we are nobles too.
Well said.
Yeah, and within that same vein, the ministry, last year we launched a book on their national heroes. So we did distribute them in the primary schools. It'll be updated to include the 4 latest national heroes, but we are seeing the importance of letting it begin from the primary school, educating the public as well as young people about who our national heroes are.
And the book was created in the format that is appealing to that particular age group, in cartoon style, colors, and in language that they can identify, for them to start having it distilled in their heads that I am Caymanian, and that's special because nobody else can be.
So once again, let people know where to go to make their nominations.
www.gov.ky/YSCH.
And there's a blue button that you can press figuratively, and it will take you to nomination. You will do as much as you can. Please be clear about who is nominating and who you're nominating. Clarity in the names and dates as much as you can. And if you do have challenges, please reach out to the ministry. The ministry is alive and waiting to help you.
And the libraries.
And the libraries, yes.
So, I mean, they're there. You can go and say, I want to make a nomination.
Yes.
And they will help you to do all that.
Yes, they've helped us the last couple of years, so they've come on board with us with that.
Well, that's fantastic.
We know that there are people who are going to be calling at the very last minute, like we're talking about in the night.
Yeah.
Telephones are going to be ringing. And yes, we'll try our best, even though we may be constrained.
All right. Well,
16th. 10 days.
Yeah. 10 days.
Done.
The 16th.
Yes.
All right. Well, there you have it. That's your deadline. So get your nominations in right away and give them all the evidence that you can to support your nomination.
I would like to thank Radio Cayman for being an indispensable instrument of getting the word out.
Thank you so much for coming in. Have a good afternoon.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with more talk today.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
For the past 10 years, Health City Cayman Islands has been providing a comprehensive range of in-house medical services, from routine care to highly complex surgeries. We've transformed healthcare in the region, saving thousands of lives in the process. Recognized for quality and excellence, Health City brings together expert doctors, the best technology, and the latest techniques to provide world-class healthcare to those who need it. Health City Cayman Islands, a decade of healing.
It's me again, that old gal Gala wanting with Cayman Airways. Look here, I go in Tampa again, cause Tampa tickets are on sale and they're flying faster than fritters at a fish fry. I know one thing, I'm racking up all the Sir Turtle Rewards miles I can get for even more trips with my award-winning national airline, Siona Erectly.
Book by October 8th for travel through December 15th from just $293 CI round trip, including taxes and fees. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to catch your Tampa seats on sale now.
She hear clunk and her car stop. I was just about to send her some money, so I send it straight to her JN money transfer card. It cost me less, and perhaps she use the card pay the garage right away. She'll get discount through the JN Rewards program in Jamaica. This card make things easy. You can even get funds at any multi-link ATM.
JN Money Transfer Card. Fast, affordable, convenient. Tell your loved ones in Jamaica about it. Sign up is free.
The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter will be taking appointments from October 13 to 18 at his Crew Road Clinic. Appointment slots are limited. Whether you're seeking advanced skincare, Botox, filler, cosmetic enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email dr.portercayman@gmail.com or call 946-9020 to book your appointment today. That is 946-9020.
Aunt Angie, how does it feel to have broken the bull riding world record?
Sore, Sean. That bull was angry.
Angie, I think that bull is headed towards your red convertible.
I broke the world record and he broke my car. Oh well, at least I've got CG Comprehensive Motor to cover this.
Get covered for collision, damage, and more. CG Brit-K. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
Christmas is coming, and so is the Christmas breeze. Stay tuned to 105.3 and 91.9 FM, and don't miss the Christmas breeze.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. Well, make sure to get your nominations in there so that people that should be recognized will be, and they are depending on the public to, make those nominations, because that's the way that they will get to know anybody who should be considered. And, after you put the nominations in, then they can vet everything and decide who will be recognized. And how are you feeling about your quality of life? The Economics and Statistics Office is taking 2 surveys right now, one of which is the Quality of Life survey. They'll be going around knocking on doors and asking people about their quality of life and how they feel. The last quality of life actually, the last quality of life survey actually had a pretty good report. And, they ask things about, medical services, job, if you're happy with the job you have, or maybe not happy, maybe that's the wrong word, but satisfied that you think that the skills that you have are being put to good use. It covers quite a spectrum of things. I noticed, though, that in the medical section, the questions were more about, the service that was provided. Were you satisfied with the service that you got? Were people competent in their jobs? Were staff friendly? Were the facilities clean? But it didn't ask about if you felt that you had full access to medical help when you needed it. We've got good facilities. We have, 3 hospitals now. A lot of things that can be done in Cayman that means that people don't have to go overseas anymore. That's all great. But you have to be able to access that. And we heard again today when we were talking to the veterans about how they help Cayman veterans when they need something. Some of them don't have the health insurance that will allow them to get certain things done, especially if it's an outpatient situation. Insurance doesn't always cover very much, if anything. And we've heard from the Lions how in their work they assist people who don't have access to, for example, the prostate examinations that they try and encourage men to have. And some especially elderly men, don't have access to that because their insurance is not covering it. We've heard from the Breast Cancer Association, or the Cancer Association, about how some women are not able to access the mammograms without having the support of the foundation, because like a mammogram costs something like $700. So, as was demonstrated, they said, you go to the doctor, that's a fee. So that outpatient allowance on your insurance, you've used some of that. And by the time you go to get the mammogram, you don't have enough money to actually pay for the mammogram, and the insurance is not covering it. That kind of story is repeated with a lot of guests that we have here. Guests who are helping to fill the gap of people having access to medical assistance, but don't have the means of accessing it because of funding. And you have to ask, what is health insurance all about then? Especially when you get up in age, when you're going to be needing health insurance more than when you were younger. This is a time that you are being denied it because you don't have the coverage. So I wonder how you feel. How do you feel about as far as your quality of life, do you think you have quality of life when it comes to access to medical assistance? If you need to go get a test, do you have the money to go pay it? Do you have insurance that is going to cover it? I mean, I'm just thinking of what I experienced recently. You go to the doctor, you get a physical, and having gone to the doctor earlier this year, I'd already used some of the allowance. So just last month, I went and had a physical, and the doctor said, as part of this, it's been a while since you haven't had some blood work done. So I said, yeah, well, let's do it then. So he ordered up some blood work, a whole list of stuff to check for. Like I say, it had been a while since I hadn't had anything like that done. So he checked for everything, the whole spectrum of possible things that you can find out from having some blood work done. Well, with the bill from the previous visit to the doctor earlier in the year, and his, of course, nothing was left for, test. That blood work cost over $1,000. Now, thank God I was able to handle that expense. But how many people are out there that would not be able to do that? Quite a few, I suspect. But why, in a place like Cayman, would someone have to say, no, I can't get the blood test done? I can't afford it. I can't get the blood work to see if anything is happening with my body that we could prevent, that is in an early stage, and we could get something done and cure that. Why are people not able to do that? What's the purpose of health insurance? People should have access to that sort of medical care, because if you can't get it, you can't do that blood test, something might be happening in your body that's going to be going on, and soon it's going to reach a critical stage, and it's going to be too late, or it's going to be very hard to correct. Don't you think that we need to have something done about the state of our health insurance in the Cayman Islands? We can talk about that on the other side. It's 2 o'clock. Let's see what's in the news.
Yesterday,
Today,
always and forever. Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market.
The Cayman Islands recorded a 1.9% inflation rate in the second quarter of 2025 year on year. The biggest price jump came from restaurants and hotels, where costs rose by 8.4%. Dining and cafe prices climbed 10%, while accommodation costs jumped by more than 3%, both locally and overseas. Other areas seeing higher prices included communication, up 8%, along with education, clothing, and healthcare services. Housing and utilities, however, were down 1.6%. In international news, the state of Illinois and the city of Chicago filed a lawsuit today to block President Donald Trump's administration from sending National Guard troops into the city. The lawsuit was filed just as troops were preparing to deploy, and only hours after a federal judge halted a similar deployment to Portland, Oregon. The Trump administration continues to describe these Democrat-led cities as violent and lawless, while city officials argue that federal intervention only makes tensions worse. And the U.S. Supreme Court has rejected an appeal from Ghislaine Maxwell, the British socialite and former girlfriend of Jeffrey Epstein. On the first day of its new term, the court refused to revisit her conviction for helping lure teenage girls for Epstein's sexual abuse. Maxwell's lawyers argued she should never have been tried, but she remains behind bars serving a 20-year sentence. She was recently moved from a low-security prison in Florida to a minimum security camp in Texas after an interview with the Deputy Attorney General.
www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Yeah, what is on your mind? Well, let's find out. Someone's on the line. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Yes, Mr. Glidden.
Yes, ma'am. You're back.
Don't say that too loud so they can recognize who's calling. Oh, my God.
What's up?
I was understanding where Mr. Brown was coming from just now.
Mm-hmm.
But besides all of what he has said and what they're trying to do, really, really and truly, this island should have proper bus stops for our children.
You're correct.
The whole island. We cannot depend on these ones that these guys are making, because sometimes they're not even in a place where a child may stop for a bus. For example, I'm crossing one right here in Newland, and was taken out over Bush. I crossed one down there by Triple C School in the daytime. That is being taken over by Bush. We got one over there on Crew Road by the little Minimart area. One or two times you may see an adult sitting under there, and the other sitting person there is a bunch of garbage sitting up on the ledge. I guess they call it ledger, where the beams are holding on to each other. Has it like a 2-3 inches of,
Mm-hmm.
They're sitting the sodas there. They're leaving their lunch box there on the floor, and paper stuck into the crease of their, call it a ledger. It's actually the frame where they puts the glass into. I know you know what I'm talking about.
Where you put the ads?
Yes, that too. And if you don't know ads, there, there's nothing there. But really and truly, I went to John Gray. My children went to John Gray, and middle school and John Gray. I'm 69 years old, and we still ain't got no proper bus stop for our children on the island. And every time the politicians go to vote every 4 years, they're hitting on our children is the future. Our children are the future. But yet, where are the safety? Where are the safety when it comes to a proper bus stop? And then another thing about safety, cars overtaking the buses when we are stopped, when we come to a complete stop.
Yeah, complete disregard, huh?
No, none whatsoever. And then we park sideways in the road, and they're still overtaking us on the left, on the right. I ask that nothing ever happen to any one of our children. on our buses trying to get off of the bus safely. I died on the bus, and only God kept me from not getting killed. The close calls that I have had on the buses where I've been working for so many years. You stop, and the left side is where the driver is, and the door is for the children to come out. When we are stepping down on the second to the last step, there goes a car, a motorbike, crossing us, almost taking our lives from us. It's been going on for years, and they are still doing a lot of foolishness on the road out here when it comes to protecting anybody. And another thing, I know we got signs here saying use your indicator. We got signs here telling people what to do when they're driving. I wonder why they went to get a license. What part of the book did they study? How much did they pay for the license? Because the stupidness that they come out here and do is unreal.
They got their license from Amazon.com.
Yeah, probably right here in Cayman, yeah.
That's how they are. I mean, it's like, don't you know the rules of the road?
They don't want to learn the rules of the road neither. And another thing, the pedestrian crossings, they say to touch the button to cross. I have never seen a pedestrian crossing, a car, or a motorbike, or those sort of things at a church funeral service or in a cemetery. People comes to the pedestrian crossing, and you are properly right up on the pedestrian crossing. Sometimes you can't even stop because you didn't see the person until the person steps out in the road. And they're supposed to stop, look left, look right, look forward, and listen to see if anything is coming before they put their foot down on that pedestrian crossing. People are taking the pedestrian crossing for granted. I am on the pedestrian now. You know what you do? You hit me. That's what you do. You hit me. No, that's a very, very low mentality to have about your life and the driver. We got to work together on the road. If we can't work together on the road, then we can't be looking out for everybody, nobody looking out for themselves.
Yeah, the pedestrian has to play their part too.
The pedestrian, they have to play their part. And they refuse to play their part. They enjoy. Actually, this morning, I was in town, and as we are about to cross the pedestrian, no one is there. This lady comes out of nowhere, and her foot came down on the pedestrian. I said to my friend, look at that. She said she didn't even look. She just stepped right down. I didn't see her. They need to stop, look, and listen before they step down into the pedestrian. So it's telling me now that we got signs up stating, use your indicator, do this, do that. So that means now we got to go now and make signs and put by the pedestrian crossing saying, stop, look, and listen. I mean, who are we schooling over here? A bunch of dodos that call themselves adults and they have education. But where's the common sense? I didn't really put that. I don't know where that is. Mr. Glidden, you mentioned something about insurance.
Uh-huh.
What were you saying about insurance? I got in my car when you started that piece.
Well, health insurance. I mean, a lot of people have to go with the chic plan, right? Because anything else, you can't afford it.
Yeah.
And you got $400 to go to the doctor, get a test, and get some medicine. $400 disappears.
Once a year.
As soon as you go to the doctor, it basically disappears.
Yeah. Well, what I got to say about that, when the government or whoever came up, I just hate sometimes saying the government, honest to God, when the government or the secretaries, whatever, this Chamber of Commerce or whoever came out and said that everybody's supposed to have an insurance and everybody's supposed to have pension. Did they look in to make sure that they got proper insurance companies writing policies here in this island, or just open everybody, jump on a bandwagon and came in with their plan, and nobody looked into it and nobody's correcting it, knowing that we got so many people here on this one-time use insurance. They're helpers, they're caretakers, they're this, they're that, and they got no protection when they have to go to the doctor. Their limit, and then they still end up going to HSA, runs a hospital bill, and 99.9% of the time they can't even pay the bill. And then who gets stuck with the bill? Government gets stuck with the bill. So you won't tell me the government can't see that these writers that doing these insurance policies is not working for the people of the Cayman Islands to either do better, get better policies for our people, or just put everything on the cynical.
Well, that's one idea, to have a one single payer and have Cynical run it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
And another thing with Cynical, when you are working with the government and you got a family, husband and wife, and just say 3 children, all 5 of them is on Cynical, right?
Yeah.
And then the Cynical you can only come out with that if you're being referred, get a referral to go to another private doctor.
Yeah, if HSA can't handle it.
And HSA cannot handle the overcrowdedness there. The therapy department can't handle, but yet they want you to go in there and do a once a month. I'm up for therapy tomorrow. I'm up for people are up for once a month therapy, twice a month therapy, and when you need therapy more than twice a month, they can tell you, well, what I show you now, you go home and do. I'm like, I had to come here for you to tell me this? I don't think so. This once a month therapy, once every two times for the month therapy, it is ludicrous. Is that like the prescription? When you go to the pharmacy, they don't have your prescription. Give a little joke. I was there a couple of days ago, and this person came in looking for Fensic.
Fensic.
You can go to the drugstore.
Yeah.
And buy a little $5 worth of Fensic. But I guess all because it's a Cynical card, they want their Fensic off of Cynical. So I had to go and pay for my prescription at Foster's. They didn't made me starve. And I keep checking back with them, and they have my prescription back there. But to see how we abuse everything the government try to give us in such a malice way that it makes you wonder why we do some of the things that we do. We have to have a little bit of consideration. But and saying that, I would like to see Cynical become what the word is again for Cynical? To become
the national insurance?
No, national. That's not the word national. I think Miller used the word it should be, in other words, open, wide open.
Oh, to the whole population?
Yes, but they pay some of these people pay like a 20% off the bill. You understand?
Yeah, the copay.
A copay would be like 20%.
Yeah.
To have these other insurances here making money, having a big meltdown, bonus at the end of the year with their staff, and people can't go to their doctors the way they would like to go see their doctor. So Cynical would just grab up everything and charge people 20% because in 95% of these people that got these one-time insurance policies, they don't even go overseas to see doctors. You understand? I don't think.
Wait,
They do go.
when you say one-time insurance, what do you mean?
One-time use. Their one-time use insurance card. Sometimes insurance cards are only a one-time use.
I haven't heard of that. I mean, you usually have a policy that...
If the policy only got $400 a year on it, Mr. Glidden, come on now.
No. Well, that's
policy.
but that's for outpatient. That's for visiting the doctor, getting prescriptions. But you can still go if you were admitted to the hospital. Then they would cover what was done when you were admitted.
And you're still left with a bill.
Well, yeah, you always are. 20%.
You left with a bill.
Yeah, They only pay like 80%.
99.9% of cynical people being left with no bill. So what I'm saying is, if that is how these insurances are running, why not let cynical pick up all of these insurances that we got in this island, let everybody come to cynical, and let them pay the 20% to whatever bill they may have at the hospital. And I'm quite sure their prescriptions probably would be covered on the cynical card at just at 20% of the hospital.
Yeah, it would operate like insurance. I mean, it would operate like any health insurance.
What would operate like health insurance, Mr. Glidden?
If Cynical, if you had a single payer kind of system, where Cynical is the national health insurance, and everybody has their insurance, health insurance, with Cynical. And if you go in the hospital or you go to see the doctor, Cynical will pay 80% of it, and the person will pay 20% of it.
Mr. Glidden? Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
I thank you for your time. Probably someone else will call in and pick up on what I'm talking about. Thank you, and you have a great day.
All right. Thank you for calling. We do have someone else on the line. Good afternoon. Well, we're going to get to the call. We're going to take a break, then the call.
It's me again, that old girl Gala wanting with Cayman Airways. Look here, I go in Tampa again, cause Tampa tickets are on sale and they're flying faster than fritters at a fish fry. I know one thing, I racking up all the Sir Turtle rewards miles I can get for even more trips with my award-winning national airline, Siona Erectly.
Book by October 8th for travel through December 15th from just $293 CI round trip, including taxes and fees. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to catch your Tampa seats on sale now.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Freedom, Cayman Brack. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
The Fall Labor Force Survey and Quality of Life Survey is currently being conducted by the Economics and Statistics Office. The Labor Force Survey seeks to collect data on employed and unemployed persons who are not in the labor force. The Quality of Life Survey seeks to gather information on life satisfaction, sense of well-being, financial security, economic outlook, social inclusion, sense of belonging to the local community, and perceived health. Trained interviewers with ID cards will visit randomly selected households. For more details, please call the ESO hotline 516-3329.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we're into our last 10 minutes of the show. We have someone on the line. Good afternoon. You're on the air. Hello?
Good afternoon, moderator. I called you earlier in your show.
Right. I recognize the voice.
Right. And there's a few things that I'm not sure how well it went down. So that it should not be taken out of context.
Mm-hmm.
Our veterans are limited. They are a dwindling population that we have here. And when it comes to the show they're putting on to this thing, I didn't mean anything, dishonest or
You weren't being critical.
Right. But I'm saying again, as much super rich people that is into this island,
Uh-huh.
they should put on that show for the veterans. Some of us who gave their lives in World War II and other wars as well. And then I feel so hurted about the way that the veterans are being treated.
Mm-hmm.
They should be able to go into any hospital here, any clinic, show your card, and you should walk out of there not paying a penny. If you take a bus, you should have your car. This is the vet. You don't pay anything. What in the hell is happening to this island? You know, that's not good at all. You know, in a little population of vets that is left behind, they looked on as even the seamen, they looked at as something outcast. You know.
Yeah, a lot of the younger generation don't appreciate just how much seamen and, of course, veterans contributed to the life that they have today.
Absolutely correct. But is the authorities that we have, they should say to these people that are so rich and famous, look, this is our situation here. We have some really needy people in this island, not just the vets. And I can guarantee you the money in this island, billions of dollars in this island, that is so untouchable. Look what they squandered destroying these buildings and putting up these high-rise buildings. And nothing has happened. You know what happened, Carlo? We need to change some of the captains and some of the crews. That's all we need in this island. People that take Caymanians as a real, honest, respectable people. But I will say this before getting off. Some of the people that we have here, they don't have our interests at heart. And they don't care. They bring in their families and their friends and they look at us like outcasts. But again, before leaving the show, as you had just said in a few seconds ago, where would it have been if we never had fought wars, our generation, our forefathers, for them to get this opportunity? So when they see Caymanians, don't look down on Caymanians, look up to them. Thank you very much, Charlo. Have a good day. Thank you again.
Thanks for the call. Have a good afternoon. And we have another caller on the line. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Charlo. How you doing?
All right, and yourself?
Good, thanks. I just want to follow up on the last two callers.
Mm-hmm.
The young lady was speaking about the insurance situation we have here with our elderly people on the island.
Right.
Which is an absolute disgrace, to say the least.
It is.
You know, and I don't know, whatever. We got a new government now. I'm not quite sure who would be responsible for this. But somebody needs to look into what is happening with this. To have people paying $167 a month, and they get $400, which is not even enough to cover the doctor's visit, and that's all they can get for a year.
Right.
To roll over. Some of these people, and including my mother, we have to have two helpers for her.
Mm-hmm.
She can't even buy her medication.
No, it's
within $400. You know, and it's an absolute disgrace to know that something like that.
What you know? What's such a joke is that in the explanation of that $400, right? They say it's for visiting the doctor, getting prescriptions, and diagnostic tests.
I know.
How in the world is $400 going to come anywhere near that?
You know, and nothing's happening. It's just like going to the pension office, right? I don't know where our pension, since we must provide pension, and it's contributory for our employees. Why, when becomes necessary to get something back from that money that you put in, because I don't know where they invest it, but quite honestly, whoever invested, yes, the only profit that must come from it for themselves. because we who are contributing don't see anything. It just keeps diminishing each time you get a statement. So I just can't figure these things out. And somebody, the government must sit down. This new government, and I'm challenging them over this radio right now, must sit down and do something about these two critical things in our island.
Both of them need an overhaul.
And a serious overhaul. I don't mean no pitter-patter, kiss my hand and go away. I mean a serious overhaul is what they need.
But, when it comes to pensions, it would probably be better off if everyone was investing in the S&P 500. When they start working, you just start putting money in the S&P 500,
correct,
and you come out ahead.
And this other thing is, you have to sit down. If you apply for pension now, you got to sit down and wait, and they come back and they tell you, oh, well, you have to wait 6 months to see if you're approved. And the most you can get out of your money is pitter.
Yeah.
I don't get this. Something isn't right with this whole equation. And the forefathers, the people who put this in place, should be responsible and man up, because there's still some of them around that was in government and get at the time that this was done. Because it's just not fair to today's criteria.
Yeah, it's not working. It's not working.
But again, that insurance for elderly is just, I don't know, it pales by all recognition. And, somebody said, that gentleman before there said, the veterans are a dwindling population. Well, the older Caymanians are a dwindling population as well. We're already outnumbered. We've become a distinct, what do you call it?
Extinct? Endangered
species, And if the ones that we've put in elected power don't get up off their backside and do something about it, it will not get any better. And the nation itself needs to rise up and tell them exactly that. Do something about this. And as for what he was saying about the multimillionaires within this island, here again it comes down to planning. Who is planning? Planning is Caymanians. They get out there and they kick, oh, we can't do this about expatriates and this. Oh, crap. They can do something about it. They just don't want to do anything about it. The fact remains is that these people come in here because this island is a top contributor within the Caribbean and the worldwide. They see opportunities. These people come with money. We charge them nothing for an infrastructure fee that they should be contributing to. You take that Grand Hyatt that's going to be open in there now. Come in a room, 600. Come in a toilet, 1,200 or more. Where's the sewer that we're going to happen with that? Where's the garbage? Where's Mount Trashmore? These people are paying nothing, but they've gotten a mega duty-free allowance. And we poor ones that are suffering trying to make a business and keep us going have to pay the full duty, or else our fellow Caymanians in customs and producing money for the government are suffering from that because we get no breaks.
But I'm gonna have to break in on you because I'm up against the clock here.
Okay, I understand that.
But thank you for the call, and you're welcome to call back anytime.
Thank you, Jonathan.
All right, have a good afternoon. That's it for me. It is 2:30, so I gotta vacate out of here. Thank you for joining me here and Talk Today. Have a great afternoon. I'm Charles Glidden.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.